Video on the front that does a countdown. How about say this? We pour coffee. Let us pour coffee together. Yeah, that's a lot of coffee in a whole pot. But I may need it to get through the whole show. Good Friday morning, everyone. Let me put that coffee there. Good Friday morning, November the 7th, 2025. This is the podcast with me, Jim Baumgartner, made possible by AMP Multimedia LLC, and some friends who've really been helping out this week that I'll like to do some shout outs here in just a minute. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday morning. Now, this is the end of the week for some, which I'm kind of curious, how many people is it the end of the week for anymore? The whole Monday through Friday thing, how much of that still really exists? I know some people still do it, but it seems like, I know for me, it's like it's always on, right? Especially if you're the entrepreneur type, well, then you're always working. You have to schedule, you have to make yourself schedule in the time that you're not going to be working. But this podcast will be every single morning at 8 a.m., barring something happening, and then I plan on pre-recording something for you. Anyway, what all is going on? Man, it has been an amazing week. Consistency is so very, very important. You know what I'm saying? And getting back into this groove of doing a daily morning show, I like it. I like it a lot, as a matter of fact. And I'm liking it more and more every day. Matter of fact, yesterday, like, we crossed over into the terrain of loving it a lot. Because, again, it's been so long since I've really got into the real news gathering guy thing. Multimedia being the key word in AMP multimedia, it's like I wanted to do everything, and I still do. But the best part is where we are now in 2025 is that it's more manageable, and I'm seeing that more and more. This morning alone, I saw exactly how manageable it truly can be, and I'm like, whoa. I can do that too? Well, thank you, robots. You may become an overlord, but right now you're a handy co-pilot. So, with all that said, what are you talking about today, Jim? Well, let's see. Where we want to start here. There's a lot. If you look in the show notes, which everything should be there. Let me do this real quick because my buddy Brandon had told me, well, you know what? I can't do it right now because if I do try to do it, well, let's see, where's the live there? Oh, goodness. I'm going to update this real quick, just a quick refresh. But one thing I do know is the way I've got everything set up, if I go plunking around too much, hey, there I am. And we're going to go ahead and pin that to the top. There it is. The previously pinned post actually would take you over to 72601live.com, which I'm going to do that for you right now. Playing with all kinds of cool features inside of the OBS studio. And wow, thanks, Brendan. You made me go looking for stuff and playing with stuff. And again, a big shout out to my pal, Brandon Ruley, who has StormTrack 360. And you can go to StormTrack360.com, which now I can do this. Typing on the keyboard will give you vertigo right now if I were to do that to you. However, I can do it like this. Check it out. In the comments, bingo. There it is. You've got a link to check out StormTrack 360. Now I'm going to try something here. I had an issue before whenever I went to like my second screen doing an overlay type thing that it would give a crappy audio thing, but let's try it this morning. So, but again, StormTrack 360, again, Brandon and his crew does an amazing job of keeping you up to date when the weather gets crazy. However, it doesn't always get crazy. It gets a little, when it's beautiful, it's boring, right? But look at that. That is a massive 16 county coverage area that Brandon and the crew are looking out for you. So again, it's a great resource. Be sure to follow the link, go to his Facebook page, and all of his other outreaches you see there. And look at there, the National Weather Service is already plugged in for you so you can see what's happening today. 66 right now, and we're looking for a beautiful day, high of 74, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. We don't have anything like funky, really. Well, it's going to get cold. Look at there. See, I'm glad I went to the website, y'all. Look at there. So today, high 74, overnight low 45, 73 for your Saturday. And then Sunday, there goes that cold front coming in. Wow. A high of 45 on Sunday, overnight low of 22. So that means there'll be a frost or freeze warning. So be careful of that. Dang, how long is that going to go on? Follow Brandon to keep up with what all is happening with that. My Goodness gracious, that's pretty nuts. But you know what? That's all right. It's fun. So there's our weather forecast. And again, it's like it's been a great week because I've had the opportunity to get back into this groove. Consistency being key. We love consistency because it's how you grow in life, not just in doing a podcast, but anything, no matter what you want to do. And the phrasing of this and the reframing of the brain came from Scott Adams on this is that versus messing around with goals, not that you shouldn't have a goal. However, to get to your goal, you're better to have a system, which turns into your strategy, right? And that is powerful. Remember that. I mean, the end result that you want, absolutely know where you're going, but put together your system. Yeah, a daily system, 5 minutes a day, you will be amazed at how far you go. And that's where, when it comes to like the service that I've developed now, is based in that. It's like it's about creating evergreen content when you're a business or a civic organization or something, because your time is so important. And that's really what it boils down to, is time management. The best way to do time management is through organization. So, with all of that said, um, I help you do that. Like I say, we're not going into the full on pitch, but I help you create evergreen content to reach the people that are already connecting with you, like you guys connecting with me. The things I do, I want to give to you that you want, right? And we stay talking, and we're buddies, and we're pals, and we're in a tribe. Not a fan of that particular word. It's just so. That was like what was that? Like a 2015 through 2019 thing. Form your tribe. I never liked that. But then again, I'm not much of a pop culture conformist, if you will. I'll find out about something a year or two later, and I'm totally cool with that. Or I'll hear about it, but then I won't actually look into it later because bandwagons drive me nuts. But that's just me. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. But I like to be aware, but I don't necessarily like to participate until later. So anyway, what else is going on here? I want to do another big shout out and thank you to my good pal. Where is it? Let me get over here. Okay, so I want to give a big shout out to my pal Aaron Anderson with Vigilant Home Inspections, because he had invited us, Alicia and I, to meet up with Mega 417 in Branson at the Branson Library on Wednesday. It gave us the opportunity to get out, meet some people, say hi. It was a lot of fun, and learn some neat stuff from some folks. But again, before we go to all that, I want you to make another one of these notes. Let me get that second screen there. Hey, there we go. And that is Vigilant Inspection Services. Let me copy that because I'm going to take that and I'm going to come over in just a moment and put that in the links as well. But Aaron's website is fantastic because, let's see here, where is it right now? But he give you a full rundown of what all he does. And I'm telling you, he's a big Batman fan. And as a big Batman fan, he's really all about doing good. And it's not vigilante inspection services, it's vigilant inspection services. But going in there and doing what he does, he makes a lot of people not happy. Why? Because he tells the truth. If you have a house for sale, this is not a plug, by the way, this is just the truth. It's like if you've got a house that you're looking to sell or looking to buy, Aaron is like your first line of defense in making sure that everything is working as it should and making sure everything is right there. So now this is a really cool part here. His trusted contractor list, these are the folks that he's worked with that hands down are good people, and they're verified through Aaron and Vigilant Inspection Services. And that, like I say, sure, you've got all the Trip Advisors, Yelps, and YOLOs, and whatever else is out there, but that I find to be, where am I at? There I am. But that I find to be just, that's a real human being. Not that people leaving reviews on those sites aren't real. However, they may not necessarily be. So anyway, shout out to Aaron for inviting us out to that, because it was a lot of fun meeting some new folks. Hey, I got this in my pocket or in my wallet. Let me pull this out because again, I got the opportunity to meet some people, talk to people, not just about business, but just things in general. But I want to give a shout out to Mark White. This is Mark. He's with Edge Rail and Screen. Focus up. So anyway, but he had actually picked up a copy of my book, Toys or Totems, to give to his brother for Christmas. It's a great Christmas gift. ToysOrTotems.com. Order yours today. But it was a lot of fun. But then, and I feel bad about this because I didn't write down her name or get her card. My bad. Um, but a young lady who did the presentation this morning, she's actually an electrician, I do believe, out of Nixa. And she had a very powerful, motivating presentation she put together with a 3-letter word that I want you all to write down right now. And that 3-letter word, how. How? So whenever you're facing something, you got to do something, and it's seems unsurmountable, right? A problem you need to solve, and you're like, well, can I buy this, do this, work on this? So, it's like, oh man, we need more customers, we need more sales, we need more fun in our lives. Well, how about this? Put the word how in front of those probing questions you have for yourself that are normally negative, because the how changes the game exponentially. Because if you go from, well, how can I have more fun? Wait, what? How can I have more fun? Now you're thinking about it. And when you start thinking about it, then you start working on a solution. And then the more hows you put in there, the deeper you can go. Throw in a couple of whys and you can go really deep and fine tune. So, how is like to get to answers, and why is how to get them more refined, if you will. Speaking of which, so again, shout out to my pal Aaron. I want to do one more shout out, then I want to talk to you about other things that are happening. Again, another thing that was really cool this week, and it got me out Wednesday during the daytime hours. And let me move this and this. Gave me the opportunity to pop into PostNet over in Hollister, right there behind Maverick, formerly Come and Go. I really like that convenience store, by the way. Maverick is awesome. Their points program works very, very well. Get a lot of free drinks that way. But through his Silent Squirrel comics, he and I, we traded out. He got a copy of Toys or Totems, and I got the current 3 issues of Zamara, the comic that's fantastic. And that's another one of those that he's a fantastic artist, and I love his writing and everything else. So first off, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to give you the link right now. And as I had said earlier in the week, yesterday maybe, that the podcast is an evolution as far as with what all that I'm doing with this thing. And it's really cool because if you go from like Monday to where we are now, you're going to see the things I want to put in. But again, I want to give a shout out here to my pal Anthony Hunter. And again, this like his work is like it's great for kids and adults when it comes to his creations. And that's another thing that I really, 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 what are you doing, Jim? Me, no, 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 there it is. Okay, let me just put that up real quick. And so here, I need one more screen. I have to work that out. But anyway, you can go over to his Patreon that I just sent you the link on there in the comments, and check it out. And you can also go to his Facebook page where you can also see like fan art, which I think is so great because it's one of those things that encourages people to connect with their own spark and their own talents and their own creativity. So big shout out to my pal Anthony Hunter and Zamora and all that it influences and aspires folks to create for themselves. So, the next thing that I do want to get into, and what I'm talking about in this evolution of things, as AMP Multimedia has been a thing and been created, I wanted to do more than just a thing. I didn't want to do just audio or a video or a website or so on. So, I wanted it all encompassing because to me, in this modern era, you need it all. You got to do it all. Um, and this week, and especially thanks to Brandon, it's really motivated me to pull my head out of my posterior to get some things going again. And it's like they're having that accountability partner, if you will. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that a lot. But in that is giving me the opportunity to focus back in on the holes that I needed to fill. And a huge one that I've been needing to work on is with the 72601life.com website, where you can find the guide that will, far as now, I need to do an update on it, but because I'm trying to do that like every quarter or 6 months. All the businesses in the city of Harrison right now is the starting point, where if you are a licensed business in Harrison, because you got to get the city business license now, you're in there. I just put you in. And because why? It's a level playing field. It's like it gives you an opportunity to get some exposure in some way, just like the old phone book. I mean, it's really that simple. But I built it out in a way as a here. Make a note. as a PDF file, because with a PDF file, and when you put it online and you embed links, it works, right? Like an app without having to download an app. And it should work on any device because, again, it's a PDF. You don't have to go through so much of the app building process. That said, let's come over here. I want to walk you through this. Again, if the audio gets wonky, I'll be working on that this week. But let's come over here. And if you go to 72601life.com, okay, let me go ahead. I shouldn't have done this. I'm going to do this like this. I'm going to go ahead and bounce around on you. Sorry for the vertigo. But I'm going to go ahead and put the link up again to the website. Where are you? There you are. Let me get back over it. Okay. So now you go to 72601life.com. And this is like the home base that I'm building out partially for the podcast because it's my local outreach, right? My other stuff will be I'll show you in a minute. But this is cool because I was able to put together, thanks to the help of the robots, a news aggregation code to where or aggregate code that will be able to get you headlines from the area for the past 24 hours. Right now, it'll update every morning at 6:30-ish, and then from there, I may look into more frequent, like maybe every 12 hours or something, to keep it fresh. But there's really cool stuff. So being able to aggregate the news sources specifically between the 72601 in Harrison and the 65616 in Branson, it'll give you another opportunity to take a look in one spot to go to the other spots that are doing great work, like Legends 1063. And then you've got the city of Harrison, things coming up, and KTV down in Little Rock or KY3 up in Springfield to where it make it just a little bit easier to keep up with what's going on. And as you can see, the biggest headline everywhere is pretty much what's happening with the government shutdown and the SNAP benefits, the FAA, and more of that. So let's come back over here. There we are. And that's another huge shout out this week too, because um, as I had an errand to run up in Branson, and then on my way home, I was like, you know what I need to do? Because I'm talking about like when it comes to doing national headline reporting stuff, is what does it matter here? That's what matters most is like, how does it impact us here? Well, with the FAA and everything that's getting scaled back and with excuse me, with those scale backs, how do they impact locally? Because now most of that impacts the bigger airports, like your Dallas, Fort Worth, JFK, the big airports, right? Because they've got so much traffic. However, here, like in Boone County, with the flights coming out of here because they service is it Dallas and Memphis? I think I got it right. But you know what? Since I'm not 100% sure what I do. I went to the source and talked to airport manager Judy McCutcheon to get the full scoop. And Judy and she's been so awesome over all these years as far as sharing information and with things going on at the airport that we've done so many stories that it was so literally great for that and her to be my first piece of information to go gather and share with you guys, which you can find on the Facebook page. But so another one of the shout outs, if you will. Oh, yeah, there we go. Is when it comes to the Boone County Regional Airport and the Boone County Airport, which once again, let's bounce around, shall we? It's evolution. So we will continue to get prettier as we go. Whoa, 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 not that. I didn't want to do all that. You didn't want to see all that, did you? No, I don't think so. But a big shout out then again to Judy McCutcheon and the Boone County Regional Airport for the information that we need to know because again, when it comes to like the direct impact when it comes to the FAA cutbacks, is that they will have flights delayed, no cancellations, but they've had some delays because of. So if you're flying out of Boone County or anywhere, but definitely if you're flying out of the Boone County Regional Airport, you can always get a hold of them to check on all the latest flight information, and Judy will be glad to give it to you because she's always been glad to give it to me. So, and what is going on there? Oh, that's me watching me. I don't want to do that. So, but if you go to 72601life.com, again, I'm really happy with this. I'm so tickled that I was able to do this with like so much ease thanks to the technology that exists now. It's awesome because again, you will find there the guide. This guide I am tickled to death about. No, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. So, but that'll take you to the Facebook group. Hey, there you go. Join up. Cost you nothing. But when you go in here, and again, that guide needs a serious upgrade. But as I was saying, when you look, all you've got clickable links, which is just awesome. Like my good pals plural, Rick and Shirley Schoenberg there with Backstreet Trader. When you go looking for what's going on around these parts, look at that. So cute. So anyway, my friends and pals, 72601life.com. Check it out. There we go. So let me clean this up. And we've got the weather. So anyway, guys, it's like, thank you for a great week. That's the big thing. Thank you all for a very, very great week. There's not been a whole lot going on. Not that I'm aware of anyway, that I don't know. But we're going to find out. I did see that Elon Musk got $1 trillion pay packet. $1 trillion pay packet. $1 trillion. Trillion with a T. Is that real? Let's get real here. Is it real? Can you fathom that? That's literally like having the endless blank check forever for the rest of his life. If you had $1 trillion in the bank, you would be just like the United States government. You wouldn't have to go to work and you could do whatever you wanted. Well, there you go. But it's funny though. I don't know. It's like we live in that world now. Remember in the movie Austin Powers when Dr. Evil was threatening to blow up whatever he was going to blow up if they didn't like submit like $1 billion or whatever, or $100 billion, I think it was, when he went back in time, and they started laughing because there wasn't that much money in the world. And now we live in a world where we have plenty of billionaires and now a trillionaire. Wow. 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 Fascinating. Fascinating of where, just in the 5 decades that I've been on the planet, seeing these things evolve. Interesting stuff. Another thing that is very big over at the 72601life.com website is that over here is the virtual Stump page. This is going to matter. Well, soon, very, very soon, because in years past, what I had done, every election cycle, I did the best I could to try to get everybody as connected with the people who are running for office, right? So, because there's a lot of times you go to the voting booth, but you should, that you don't know who those people are on the ballot. It happens, right? Because getting information it's twofold. It's either just laziness, or it's just not readily available. So elections are important, the local especially, right? Because these are the people that are doing the things that will raise your local taxes or implement new changes and things that directly impact us here. And it doesn't matter where your here is, it's the same way. If you don't get involved, at least stay in the loop of what's going on. Okay. So the virtual Stump, I've been doing, it began in like 2010. And then like every election cycle, I've tried to like do something along those lines that could give you, my fellow citizens, a place to look and learn about those who are wanting to serve us in our representative government roles. Fair enough? So anyway, so that is getting flushed out, and you can just go to 72601life.com/virtual Stump. You know what? Let's put that link in there too. Okay, we'll do that. So keep so much banging around going on. There it is. And but I'll put that link in there so you can keep an eye out for that. And paste, man. Come on, machine. There we go. So you've got that one as well. Okay. Anyway, but you can follow all this stuff. Bookmark these links. I plan on bringing you things that can be of use to you. How much value you find in that'll be up to you. But that's the best I can do in keeping an informed community. And that's just something I can't let go of no matter what. You can also get the information when it comes to like filing deadlines if you would like to be a candidate, because that is coming up. And again, I got this in front of me, but the 12th. So November 12th is the last day to file for an office in Boone County. Wherever you are, check with your clerk's office. They'll be able to tell you all that information, or however your particular area handles their elections. But that's how we do it here. Then, of course, this is mainly when it comes to the primary in March, because we've got that'll be the next opportunity to vote for things locally that matter, and it'll be the primaries to then go on into November. But you can follow along there, and all this information is widely available at the Boone County. Back over here, the Boone County AR.com elections page, which I'll put that out there too for you. I'm trying to keep everything simple for you, kids. I like doing things that make your life easier. It's fun. So there's that one. All right. So, and again, it's like it's just important to keep up with what all is going on locally around you because it's hard now because there's just so much that we're fractured and fragmented and everything else. So, this is my way of doing my part. What else we got here? Let's see. The only other thing, like, so I'm going to wrap this thing up. My hope and my goal is to keep all of the episodes 30 to 60 minutes every morning so we can wake up together, we can have some coffee and just get the day going. You know, a lot of folks get the day going a lot earlier than this, and I salute you. Yes. Um, but that's kind of it. That's where I'm going. And Fridays again, for a lot of folks, which I'm curious in the comments, if you get the opportunity, you take the initiative. If you still do a Monday through Friday thing, do you, or is your schedule kind of like all over the place, or however it works? I'm curious. I know for most of the folks that I've known for many, many, many years now, their schedule, especially if they're in like in the retail or service industries like restaurants and everything, their schedules are wild and all over the place, and a lot of that's by design. Never was a fan of that whenever I was running places to have to intentionally juggle people's schedule around. They just, and that was stupid to me. It just was. It wasn't productive. So, my opinion will never change on that. So I guess that really kind of wraps up everything going on here. We're going into a weekend. I hope you get to enjoy it as the old construct is. And if you are working, make the best of it. Have fun with it. Enjoy the connection that you're getting with real human beings when you're out there in the real world. And that's what we're going to continue to do, kids. We're going to continue to work on enhancing that organic creativity and connection right here in the world of AI and social media. So here I am inside of the box having coffee with you on a Friday morning that is looking to be a beautiful day with a cold Sunday and a few days after that in store. So shout out to all of you. Thank you very much for joining me, sharing the video, sharing videos as they come up. And let's all just try to do something good together for one another. That's it. I'm a little shy this morning. I got like 5 minutes I could kill with just some blather. Um, and I am shooting for no less than 30 minutes. So what's something fun that we could blather about? Nothing. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste mine. Thank you for joining me this morning. Things are tightening up. I love this. A lot. But remember, 72601life.com, the new news aggregate headlines there that also I made it a point to where it does credit all sources. And so whenever you click on the links, you go directly to those sources. So they get the credit that they deserve for doing the work. And that's the best I got in a world where intellectual property, copyright, and trademarks are all over the place. I can't say anything because I'm notorious for just playing around with it anyway, like this. I printed this yesterday, Superman, right? Don't tell DC and Warner Brothers, but I did and I love it. If you're not into 3D printing, man, I recommend it. It should be in everybody's household by now. I got started with it in 2020 and it had already been around for a long time. It's fantastic. It's just a fun, fun hobby that's actually remarkably educational. And the more you get into it, you see how handy it can be because you can make things to fix things that are broken around the house or in the car, and just to use it for your imagination and to do things like my little purple cow keychains. That if you see me, ask me for it because I'll have one in my pocket every day, guaranteed, and ask me for your purple cow. Or if you're a business doing something awesome, you're an organization doing something that's a little different and you catch my attention, I'd love to just give you a purple cow just as a salute and a reminder to keep thinking outside of the box. Do the things that make you remarkable and worth talking about because that's really how you grow. It is. Otherwise, we get stale and stagnant. So, oh, let's do a commentary thing. One thing I had seen on the Facebook yesterday, I guess there was a tree lighting ceremony downtown Harrison last night. I didn't know about it. So that sucks. But again, we'll work on that. But anyway, apparently a tree has been planted on the courtyard and it's a little tree and it looks a little sad. It's being called like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Here's some historical facts for you when it comes to now. I don't know who's doing what now. I don't know. Don't know. I'm not going to act like I do. But I do have a tip for them. Way back in 2010, when the Christmas lights came back, thanks to the efforts of the fledgling HHBA back then, spearheaded by Kathy Heffley, Aaron Ramsey, and Heather Jones, and Steve Pedersen, and Shane Bridges. Throw myself and Alicia in there. Zeddy Johnson. Um, who else was there? Charlie Smith, of course. Charlie so kicked off so much then they got all the balls rolling. But with that first committee, what really a committee was, it was just we got together at Frenzy and we talked about it and we started doing stuff. Steve bought lights, we had to figure out how to pay for it. And again, Kathy, Heather, and Aaron did an amazing job in making sure all of that happened. It was a great experience. One of the things, though, was someone who recommended getting a live tree planted on the courtyard lawn. That happened. I can't remember who sponsored it that year. I don't remember. Problem was, tree got planted, but tree didn't get watered. Tree went on to Valhalla. And so that was problematic. So the tree keeled over. And then another tree was brought in. I can't remember if it was the same year. I think it was the next year. It was tried again. But once again, the tree wasn't watered, so the tree didn't grow. And the tree um, dried out and had to get hauled off. And the funny story there, I wish I would have seen that. I wish I would have seen it, but I didn't. But I heard it from Kathy that when her husband Raymond took the old dried out tree and put it in the back of the truck to take it away and again move it on to its next level in the um, evolution of life circle of things. It blew out of the back of the truck when he was driving down the road. So again, that's my tip to all of you who have worked to put a live Christmas tree on the square. It'd be awesome if everything works out, and I really hope it does. But remember, water it because that didn't happen the last time, and as such, uh, two trees in a row just hit the big one. So maintain and take care of your trees, kid. It'll make it all better. So all that said, we are done. We are done. We are done for this Friday, November the 7th, 2025. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope to see you out on the streets. And if you'd like to support the broadcast, there's a link in the description. You could drop a tip if you like. But even better, grab a copy of my book because that's one of the reasons I created it, because I wanted to do something that can give back in everything that I do. And Toys or Totems will do that. Recommended reading for the weekend. You know what? I'm just going to go back over here. I want you to go back, click on the Patreon link there for Anthony Hunter's Zamora. Check out the comics. It's good for you, the kids, the grandkids, and it's very, very beautifully drawn, and it's clever, very clever in its story. So then also, of course, again, to help you out there, if you are a business, organization, so on, needing help in creating some content, I got a package we could talk about. But in the meantime, let me jumpstart you with the free resources there in the description, the 3 keys to content creation, as well as the 8-hour video workshop that can get you started. And actually, it's a self-contained thing to help you manage time in all those efforts to where you can get a lift and a boost in what you're doing. So we're going to wrap this thing up. It is, yeah, it's been 30 minutes and I don't want to waste any more of your time. I think we touched all the bases. See you in the morning.